Hello guys, and welcome back to another cold episode. On today's episode, we are back with some more Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links action, and today we are showcasing a deck using Akiza Yazinski, and it is Superheavy Samurais. They're from the new main box. I've just now started to get around to them, just because it does take me a little bit longer to get the gems necessary to search through these boxes. But what is this deck? What is this box? What makes it so good? And why are we using Akiza Yazinski? First and foremost, we're using level augmentation, which basically just allows you to synchro summon a bit easier and allows you to get things like your Ogre Shutenjoji out, and it can help get your Beast Kyobi out. Right? Now, I'll explain what those do in a second. But first and foremost, I want to explain what you're supposed to be doing with Superheavy Samurais, right? Superheavy Samurais, it's all focused around this guy, Trumpeter, which can be special summoned from your hand if you control no spell or trap cards in your graveyard, or if you have no spell or trap cards in your graveyard. Well, guess what? We don't play any spell or trap cards at all in this deck, right? Now, this is an OTK deck, but it is very consistent, and it does have plays past the OTK, right? I honestly don't know if this one or Cyber Dragons is better. Probably Cyber Dragons in terms of like for the KC Cup and stuff like that, just because it does tend to have a little bit more options. But overall, if you don't like Cyber Dragons and you want to OTK, you can play Superheavy Samurai. Now, Trumpeter is our tuner and our only tuner in this deck. So what we do is we play one of our level 3s, right? Which Flutist, you can summon it and then tribute it to special summon another Superheavy Samurai card from your deck, or from your hand, sorry, not from your deck. So, open up Flutist, you can play it and then tribute it for something else, right? Giga Gloves, if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can look at the top 5 cards of your deck and place them in any order. Then they both have a graveyard effect as well. Flutist, if one of your Superheavy Samurai cards is targeted for a card effect, you can banish this card to negate the activation, right? Really useful. There are a lot of things that target, and you can win because of that. Then you have Giga Gloves. Giga Gloves, what it does is if an opponent declares a direct attack, you can banish it to grab, or to look at the top card of your deck, and if it is a Superheavy Samurai monster, you can add it to the hand, and if you do, the attacking monster's attack becomes 0, right? Permanently. So, really useful graveyard effect, basically preventing them from attacking directly, right? Because if it's in the grave, they're going to become 0, and then you can just swing in over them, right? Both of those are your options. You kind of want to get both into the grave, so an ideal hand would be something like Flutist, Trumpeter, and Giga Gloves, along with either a Soul Horns or a Shield Wall or something like that, right? That could be an ideal hand, right? So you could summon the Flutist, tribute it to summon up Giga Gloves, or special summon Trumpeter. Giga Gloves and Trumpeter will synchro summon into your level 5 Musashi, Superheavy Samurai, Swordmaster Musashi, which 2300 defense, 300 attack. You're probably thinking, wait a second, why do all of these things have terrible attack? It's because all of them attack in defense, right? This card can attack while in face-up defense position. There you go. And then you apply its defense for damage calculation. Unlike Cocytus, right? Unlike this guy, which attacks in defense but uses its attack, you actually get to use your defense, right? Which is your higher stat. But with that being said, if you get flipped into face-up attack position, you're kind of screwed. Because you don't do a lot in attack position, right? But you're going to summon this guy, your level 5, and then you are going to grab up your level 2 tuner, Trumpeter, with the effect that says, if you have no spell or trap cards in your graveyard, you can grab up a monster You can target one machine type monster in your graveyard and add it to your hand, right? And then, you know, you wouldn't be able to normally or special summon that monster if you had a spell or trap card in your graveyard. Not a problem. So, you grab up the Trumpeter again, then you Synchro Summon into your level 7 Stealth Ninja, and Stealth Ninja is the boss monster that we want to get to, right? What does this card do? Basically, it can attack in defense position, right? It's a 2800 booty on the field, which is pretty good. And once per turn... Sorry. You can special summon this card if it was destroyed by a card effect and sent to the graveyard during the next standby phase. But another thing is you can have this card's original defense until the end of this turn, and if you do, this card can attack your opponent directly. Now, that's original defense, right? Which means it would go to 1400. However, we are playing Shield Wall and Soul Horns that are both used as equip spells specifically for Stealth Ninja or your Beast Kyuubi. Right? Now, what Soul Horns does is while it's attached to a monster, it can attack twice. That monster can attack twice, right? Shield Wall, what it does is it increases the defense of your monster by 1200, right? Which would mean this would go to 4000, or if you activate its effect, it goes to 2600, right? Making it very good at getting lethal over monsters, right? You just have its attack, or its defense, and then you swing in over the monsters. Pretty good. And you can swing in twice. So you have both of these, and you swing in, boom, they're dead. Pretty good, right? Now there are several ways that we can search those, right? How do we search up these two cards? Well, Superheavy Samurai Wagon. What this card does is you can add a Superheavy Samurai Soul monster from your deck to your hand after normal summoning it. What you do is you normal summon, it'll change it to defense position. Well, you click yes on the activate effect, change it to defense position. From defense position, you can activate its effect to switch it back into attack position to grab up one of your Superheavy Samurai Souls, right? Which is either one of these or either one of these as well. Now, Piercer and Soul Peacemaker have different effects. They're not used necessarily for battle as much. Piercer kind of, because it allows you to pierce and deal piercing battle damage. But less important. What its main effect is you contribute with Peacemaker, you contribute a monster this card is equipped to special summon a Superheavy Samurai monster from your deck, right? So, you play a Samurai Wagon, you play a Peacemaker, right? And then you can play a Soul Piercer, which, if this card is destroyed and sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add a Superheavy Samurai monster from your deck to your hand, right? So now, you've been able to search once, you will be able to search twice with this, and this one also will let you special summon. So, let's say your starting hand is Samurai Wagon, Soul Piercer, Peacemaker, and a Trumpeter, right? Or, say it's not even a Trumpeter. Say it's a Flutist, right? Doesn't matter. Say you just have these three, right? You activate this effect. You search up Trumpeter. You search up Horns, right? You equip Peacemaker. You equip Piercer. You tribute using the effect of Peacemaker to special summon up a Flutist, right? And then you also search for a Trumpeter, right? Then you can summon your Trumpeter, Synchro for the level 5, and then Synchro again for the level 7, and then you also have a double attack, right? Or you can activate level augmentation on your level 5 after you grabbed up your Trumpeter again and go into a level 9, right? Beast Kyuubi, however the frick you say that. What this card does is, if there are no spell or trap cards in your graveyard, this card gains 900 defense for each special summon monster your opponent controls, right? Plus with the protection of Flutist in the grave, it is pretty hard to get over, right? They special summon a monster, you sit there in defense, they can't really deal with it, right? I ended up actually losing a game because I decided to go for Stealth Ninja instead of Beast Kyuubi. So, keep that in mind. If it's something like Invokers, or Dark Lords, or something like that, you know, they're specifically going to target you with effects, or they are going to, you know, swing in with special summoned monsters, Kyuubi is amazing. However, if it's something that you can't necessarily get over, for example, say it's like, you know, they have a Cocytus or something like that you can't really get over that easily, right? Or they have like, I don't know, Dark Magicians or something like that. You can also go for Stealth Ninja to swing in for that lethal, right? Now, the last synchro that we play is Ogre Shutendoji. Now, Shutendoji, what it does is when it is summoned, you can destroy, and you have no Speller Trap cards in your, anyway. You can destroy all Speller Trap cards your opponent controls, right? All of them. Just synchro summon, destroy them. Now, how do we get this guy, right? Well, we could go with the Superheavy Samurai Wagon and the Trumpeter to get your level 6. Or, what you could do is you could summon a Flutist or a Giga Gloves and your Trumpeter, and then level augmentation with a level 1, which we play 5 of, right? With your Soul Peacemaker or your Soul Horns. Level 1, show it to your opponent, increase the level of one of these guys into a level 6 Ogre, right? Also can attack in defense, and it's 2500, which is pretty good in the current meta, seeing as how the only thing that really, you know, not everything can get over that, right? Ixchel can't get over that. Cyber Dragons have a hard time getting over that because Chimera Tech doesn't get over it. Dark Magicians can't really get over that kind of thing. So, there you go. That's the deck. That's how it works. Let's hop into some replays real quick. Alright guys, welcome back. So, here we are going first up against Yugi Moto with a 30 card deck. Obviously, you can tell because there are so many more cards there. And he's playing my monster cards, right? So, here we go. We're going to go with the Flutist into Soul Piercer. Equip. Flutist activate to tribute for the Superheavy Samurai and Giga Gloves. We grab up the Trumpeter with Piercer. Synchro summon into the level 5 Musashi. Musashi is going to grab up the Trumpeter. We are going to stack the deck so we know what the next card is that we are going to draw thanks to Giga Gloves. Then we are also going to put the Trumpeter onto the field to synchro summon for a level 7 Ninja. Now, the reason I went with Ninja rather than keeping the 2300 body onto the field is because Ninja does have significantly more attack, or defense, I guess. So, here we go. We're going to place Soul Horns. Then we are going to activate the effect of Ninja to swing in twice. We don't know what he has. Here we go. Ritual Beasts. Activates Canahawk, sends Petalfin. Well, guess what, Petalfin? You are not going to even be able to return us because you do have to target. So we're going to fast forward this little bit. Right? He's going to grab up his Apelio. He's going to activate Petalfin. We are going to negate it thanks to Flutist being in the grave. Negate it, destroy it, out of here. He's going to grab up his Canahawk once again. He's going to do his Ritual Beast things. Grab up the Ritual Beast, return. Pelio, banish. Grab up his Canahawk, Canahawk, banish. Synchro summon for another ulti Canahawk. This is just going to take forever. Yada yada. Ritual Beast Bond. He's going to synchro or fusion summon for his Ultapelio. Well, guess what? We happen to grab up a wall and just swing in for lethal. There. Boom. That's it. We just swung in. Activated the effect of Stealth Ninja and swung in. Negating the effect of Petalfin won us that duel. Granted, I'm pretty sure we also had a Giga Gloves within the graveyard, so we probably could have negated an attack and put, you know, one of their cards to 0 attack. But ultimately, there you go. That's how it's done. Let's hop into the next duel. Alright, so here we are up against Yami Yugi once again going first. Now this is probably a better going second deck just because you can actually swing in after going second. He activates Spell Specialist, but not in the 30-card deck, which means he's not playing Grass That's Greener, which is interesting. However, we go first, activate Super Heavy Samurai Wagon. Wagon, grab up Soul Piercer. Soul Piercer, activate to equip. Peacemaker, activate to equip. Send using Soul Piercer to grab up Flutist. Soul Piercer, grab up, Peacemaker to tribute. Soul Piercer, grab up Trumpeter. Trumpeter with the Flutist to grab up our level 5. Level 5, we are going to activate, and then we are going to grab up our level 7 Stealth Ninja, and then we are also going to play ourselves the Peacemaker, because Peacemaker, it has another effect. This card, while this card is equipped to a monster by this effect, opponents, or monsters your opponent control cannot attack monsters you control except the equipped monster. Now, that doesn't really matter right now, but it's also kind of just something to get, you get it on the field, and if it's sent to the graveyard, if it's destroyed by card effect or anything like that, activate it to search up something, right? So, here's something that's interesting that's going on. So we're going to talk about it. He flips up his enemy controller to tribute to try and take our Stealth Ninja. So we're going to negate that activation with our Samurai Flutist. If he were able to take that, that would be highly detrimental for us. And we did know that he had a navigation, but I still felt like it would be necessary to grab up the enemy control, or to negate the enemy controller rather than to negate the Magician's navigation, right? Now, with that being said, he is still going to be able to activate his Dark Magical Circle to banish one of our cards, but we still do have the Soul Peacemaker that will activate if he decides to banish our Stealth Ninja. He's going to activate that, right? Grabs up all of the cards that he needs to, grabs up Magician's Rod, sends the Stealth Ninja to the grave. We grab up ourselves the Trumpeter, thanks to the Peacemaker going to the grave, to grab up Musashi, to grab up another level 2 Trumpeter, Synchro Summon into another level 7 Stealth Ninja, and then we swing in. Instead of decreasing our attack, we're going to swing in and take out the Magician of Dark Illusion. Now, he doesn't really have a major way of, getting us off the field, so instead what he does is he goes for the Ritual Summon of Magician of Chaos. Magician of Chaos is going to activate Dark Magician Circle, but we're going to negate the activation, preventing it from even going off, destroying it, and preventing Magician of Chaos from actually destroying us, which allows us to swing in, and boom, Magician of Chaos is no more. He swings into another Flutist, which means we have another negate in the grave, and he's got nothing. He opens up a Dark Magic Circle, hoping for the best. He gets nothing. We activate Soul Horns and swing in 2,800 direct damage. Don't even need to activate the effect. Don't even need to swing in twice. Boom. Lethal. Hope that made sense. It's kind of talking fast there. But basically, Flutist in the grave negates target. Do you know what targets? Dark Magic Circle. Do you know what else targets? Basically everything in this game. The only thing that doesn't target is like Sanctified Dark Lord. That's like the one thing that doesn't target. So keep that in mind. A lot of things can be negated thanks to Flutist. So try and get your Flutist into the grave. I think Flutist in the grave is a lot more useful than Giga Gloves. Granted, Giga Gloves is a level 3, so having it's still really useful. Let's hop into the next duel. Alright, so here we are up against Yami Bakura, and the only deck that I can think of that would ever use Yami Bakura is Compensation Dark Lords. Granted, we get to go first again, right? So we're going to activate Super Heavy Samurai Wagon. Wagon's going to grab up the Peacemaker. Peacemaker, activate. Piercer, activate. We just straight up get rid of it. Then we activate Piercer because we want to use it on because our Flutist contribute itself to special summon something from the hand. So that's what we're going to do. We want to get it into the grave. Anyway, doesn't matter. Soul Piercer, activate, grab up the Trumpeter. Trumpeter, activate. For the level 5 Synchro Summon of Musashi. We also summoned up our wall, so it's really good that we have 2 of them, because if we only had the 1, we would have had to grab that up with our Musashi. Right? Now, Musashi activates to grab up Trumpeter. Trumpeter activates to grab up the level 7 Stealth Ninja, and then we are going to place Soul Horns down as well. Right? Banishment of the Dark Lords. Grab up Ukubak. We're going to let that turn just kind of go through. Ixchel, send Ukubak, contact Ixchel, Ixchel, banishment, search for Nastin. Nastin is going to special summon itself onto the onto the field. Nastin is then going to activate contact to search up the Ukubak, or to summon up the Ukubak. Ukubak is going to send Sanctified, and then he's going to compensate another Cosmic Cyclone. He compensated 2 Cosmic Cyclones, which is really good for us. He's going to then activate the effect of Desire to try and get rid of our card, because he can't really get over that, but we're going to negate it thanks to Flutist being in the graveyard. Thank you, Flutist. So, now we are going to grab up another Superheavy Samurai wagon. We just happen to draw into that, right? We're going to grab up Wall. Wall is going to activate. We are going to swing into the Nastin. Instead of negating the effect, or instead of having our original attack, instead we are going to swing into the Nastin, because I do want to get rid of that. He is instead going to activate Nastin's effect to target Sanctified Dark Lord, and then negate his effect, the Nastin's effect, and then we just swing in randomly to an Ixchel. I don't know what I was thinking there. We're going to switch our Superheavy Samurai from attack to defense to attack again. Grab up Soul Piercer and Peacemaker, and then grab up the Trumpeter Flutist combo. Flutist Trumpeter onto the field. Synchro summon for the level 5 Musashi. Then we are going to grab up Wall instead of Trumpeter, because we don't need to we don't need to synchro summon once again. We are just going to swing in thanks to Wall and Soul Horns twice for 2600 each time, dealing lethal damage to Dark Lords. Now, what could he have done to maybe stop us? Instead of negating his own effect for the extra 2600 life, it would have been better had he negated the Stealth Ninja's effect, because that would prevent me from actually attacking. Since I am in defense position, you negate that, you stop the attack, right? Then he would have had 2 cards. He would have had an Ixchel and a Nastin on the field. I don't know if that would have actually mattered, because we still would have done the same combos, but then he could have had something else to work with. Still really good. Superheavy Samurais take it in the end. Let's hop into the last replay. Alright, so far we have faced off against Dark Magicians, Tier 1, Dark Lords, Tier 2, and Ritual Beasts, Tier 3. All of them have fallen to Superheavy Samurais. So now, what are we going up against? Well, we actually get to go second this time, and this time we are facing off against Shiranui. It is not a 30-card Shiranui, but it's still Shiranui. They seal the tombs. Guess what? We can still play through sealed tombs, and I will show you how. First off, we are going to summon up ourselves the level 4 Soul Piercer, and then we have 2 Trumpeters in our hand, so we're going to Trumpeter, special summon, Synchro summon into our level 6. Ogre, destroy the back row. Also activate the effect of Soul Piercer to search up Wall. Then we are going to activate our level augmentation to go into a level 9. This is the first time you've seen the level 9 Beast Kyubi. Then we are going to grab up a Wall. Then we are going to grab up Soul Horns. He realizes what's going on, because we can swing in twice, dealing 2100 to the face, or well, not to the face, but to the opponent's monster through them, thanks to the effect of Superheavy Samurai Beast Kyubi, and the effect of Wall. 2100, plus then we could swing in again for over 3000 damage, making it very lethal, and they realize that and surrender. So, there you go. Real quick, let's hop back into the deck, and I will tell you what I think about this deck. Alright, so real quick, talking about this deck, honestly, first and foremost, I really love decks that focus on like sending their monsters to the grave to like summon up some of their other monsters, right? I love synchro summoning. I think that's great. I love, like one of my favorite decks is Ancient Gears, because it's all focused around like, hey, you destroy a card, right, in order to summon up another card kind of thing. And on top of that, this deck is really good with equips, and I really enjoy the idea of equip cards, right? Plus, you don't have to run any like tech cards or anything like that. You just run the Superheavy Samurai cards, right? If you wanted to, you could add another Soul Piercer, take out like a Soul Horns or a Shield Wall or something like that. But here's the thing. You could run triple Samurai Wagon. I don't think you need to. I really don't. You could run triple Soul Piercer. I really don't think you need to. I really liked having the ability to draw into both Soul Horns and Shield Wall, right? Where it was just like, it was more likely that I was just going to draw into them, right? And have them like in my starting hand, one of them, right? Rather than having to search for them. So, it's entirely up to you and how you want to play the game. If you want to play with triple Wagon, if you want to play with triple Soul Piercer, go for it. I didn't think it was that useful. I mean, maybe Soul Piercer, like having triple Soul Piercer would be great, but it's like, I mean, the main combo is a level 3, right? Which, we're playing a lot of level 3s, and you're Trumpeter, right? So, it's mostly trying to get that out, and that's what I thought. So I went with more like, hey, we'll get out, we'll get more level 1s to use for level augmentation, and we'll get a little bit more with like a little bit more level 3s. So there's that. You don't have to worry about tech cards though. You don't have to worry about like anything like that, right? Plus Flutist, you just banish it from the grave and negate a targeting effect. It's super great. This is a super fun deck. I really enjoy it. It is an OTK deck, so you can play a ton of duels with it at the start of the KC Cup round 2 or stage 2 and, rack up some wins against the noobs there. So if you're worrying about what you're going to play for the KC Cup, you can play Superheavy Samurai. Heck, you could probably even play it with just one wagon, right? If you really wanted to, you really don't need it. Play more walls, play more Soul Horns, something like that, right? I found a lot of times people would Cosmic Cyclone the wall, right? Because it boosts up your attack. And so they're like, I'm going to Cosmic Cyclone that. And I mean, that was a good choice. It was smart from them. But sometimes you can just play through it, right? So overall, really enjoyed this deck. I hope that you guys did indeed enjoy it as well. If you did indeed enjoy it, a like is very much so appreciated. And if you want to see more content like this, as well as more Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links decks, just be sure to subscribe. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. And remember to always stay frosty. Bye-bye.